The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
We hear endlessly about the user costs and transaction times on Ethereum, which stem from the inefficiency of its network. Well, our next guest is announcing his company's foray into the so-called Layer 2 industry that's trying to make Ethereum scale more efficiently and fix this problem. We welcome Jan Hartmann, Head of Strategy at Banxa Labs, who joins us from Melbourne, Australia.
Hi, Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Happy New Year to you. And glad to see somebody joining me from my home country. Anyway, so look, today you've announced a partner with zkSync. And in the words of the press release, what you're trying to do is release significantly lower fees to a fraction of traditional pricing and to halve transaction times. Can you explain what this partnership is about? What's Banxa's piece of this and what's zkSync's part? How does this all work for the lay listener and viewer?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for having me on the show. And I guess, looking at the zkSync partnership, we all know sort of the scalability issues of Ethereum and how they've sort of come to play this year, particularly, with the NFTs really gaining traction and with that congesting the network. And I guess, Ethereum layer 1 only being able to sort of process about 30 transactions also per second. So what we did as Banxa is really, look at the industry and I guess see where are things moving and how can Ethereum essentially be, how will Ethereum scale? And I guess, Ethereum 2.0 is a big piece of the conversation and particularly layer 2 solutions. So zkSync really is, I guess the partnership with zkSync is really a simple way to directly move your assets onto zkSync rather than going through a complicated bridging process or such. So in the past, essentially, when you wanted to move your assets to zkSync, you had to bridge them. So you had to firstly go to an exchange, purchase Ethereum on layer 1, then move to a bridge, and then pay gas fees for that. So essentially what we're really trying to do here is to eliminate those costs and make it just easier and fuel layer 2 adoption with that.
Yeah, so Jan, stepping back a bit, so who exactly is using Banxa right now, and why would they particularly need to use Ethereum, the Ethereum network, as opposed to something else?
Yeah, so Banxa is basically a fiat on-ramp provider for anyone in the digital asset ecosystem. We started back in 2015, and today some of the largest exchanges like KuCoin, who is also sponsoring the show here, Binance and many others use Banxa to offer easy on-ramping from fiat to digital assets. So we essentially are regulated in and provide that regulated layer for the digital asset deposit. That is essentially sort of who our clients are. So we are really like a business-to-business provider offering easy on-ramping into the crypto ecosystem.
So why Ethereum and not, let's say, another network out there, another Ethereum killer or Solana? Why particularly Ethereum itself? Is there a way to do this without, even providing this kind of a solution on a different platform rather than consistently go through Ethereum?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Ethereum has been around for quite a long time and really established itself as, sort of the main network, of course, and really, I guess what it does is it is, the most decentralized one out there. And, being an early mover, you obviously, had a lot of adoption in the past. So from sort of 2020 onwards, we saw, firstly DeFi, mostly on Ethereum. And then sort of in 2021, really NFTs. And sort of, you have these networks effects, I guess, and really, Ethereum comes with so many more advantages as well. But yeah, mainly, I guess, really having a huge community behind it and really being, fully decentralized is, I think, sort of why we really have focused mainly on Ethereum and really see that as the key asset for 2022.
But you mentioned earlier on Ethereum 2.0, you know, which some people seems like it's a make or break thing, right? That there's all this assumption that we're going to get there. It's going to be efficient. These, you know, 30 transactions a second is going to get radically bigger. Clearly what you're working on is one part of that, but how important is that layer one solution, the sharding and, you know, the proof of stake and everything that's supposed to be coming maybe by the end of this year?
Yeah, I think there's multiple pieces to the puzzle here. So I guess, you know, Ethereum 2.0, yes, it has been in the works for quite some time. I think Vitalik was just rehashing some tweets from himself, you know, back in where it was supposed to be released in 2015 or so, which, you know, I guess had a little bit of a delay. But really, I guess what it will do is it's not just, you know, sharding or proof of stake, but it is really sort of a common, I guess, goal towards, you know, solving the scalability issue. And with that, really driving the growth of, you know, applications on Ethereum. In particular, when we look at, you know, NFTs, when we look at Web3, I think those are all huge trends for this year, where we will see, you know, Ethereum as an application layer really just being taking off. But yeah, the key problem for that is that scalability issue, and really, you know, I guess having looking at Ethereum 2.0, there's really multiple pieces to the puzzle. So you know, looking at layer 2 solutions are one piece of that, but really, I guess, you know, in combination together, we will really see those scalability issues slowly solved over time, you know, moving from about 30 maybe to 3,000, and eventually about, you know, 100,000 transactions or so, maybe by the end of this year.
Yeah, and just quickly, because we're running out of time here, but you know, 2021 was a year of stablecoins. You know, given that you're in the fiat business here, the fiat on-ramping business for these guys, how important are stablecoins to your business and going forward for the industry largely?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. Stablecoins, I think, do play a huge part in the ecosystem. Just, I guess, you know, starting with USDT, just sort of evolving as that really trading layer, making it easy to move between exchanges without having to go through bank deposit hurdles and international transfers as such, has really evolved. And then, of course, you know, if you look at the DeFi ecosystem, you know, it's really that kind of base layer. If you just look at trading and having a base for a trading pair, I think, you know, stablecoins are very critical and will play a more important part in the future. Moving away from just USD, stablecoins also to other alternative currencies. So we see a lot of interesting projects have come out there recently. So yeah, I think they will play a very important part.